exactly. I was a waitress before, and then I became full-time trader. I quit my job in September. Last week, I took $1,000 payout. A week and a half before that, I took 2,500. I made 3,200 this morning, and I
32.
was only in a trade for 5 minutes.
I see you've been doing a whole lot of things, but let's just start from the beginning. How long you been trading? Because I know how long. Well, we'll start. How long you been trading, and how long you like been around everyone, like part of the group.
So I started trading in general, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
But I was doing like HFX. I was doing high frequency trading because I started out with IML, like a lot of people did at that time. And so I was doing that for like a year and a half. And then I transitioned over to day trading, just Forex. Did that for like a year and a half. And then last February is when I transitioned to just trading futures because that's when all the brokers kind
Yeah,
of
like
went a
MetaTrader
little
and everything.
crazy. And yeah, so then I transitioned over to futures and then no turning back now. I love trading
Now, yeah,
futures.
futures is. I've been on the indices, well, US 30 Nas 100, probably like 4.5 years. So I've already liked them for the most part. I was just trading them on, like you said, like the meta traders and everything. But before that, in
Hmm.
my opinion, it's a little bit. I don't want to say it's easier to make money on futures, but it's a lot more lenient in terms of what you need to do to be able to actually access some money. In terms of back, like you said, you've been trading 4 or 5 years. You already know. What have you accomplished within the last? I'll just say last year then, because you've been a part of the team for the last year. So I'll just say last year in general, because I know this year a lot of people have done a lot of crazy things.
Yeah, so I mean, especially what I've taken from the group is just being more confident in taking trades in general. I mean, I was pretty confident before, but especially transitioning to futures, it was a little scary. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie. Um, just because like what I've learned from the very beginning is you need a lot of capital to trade futures. You need the experience in those kind of markets rather than forex. Like it was just a little bit scarier, and just being in the group just gives me more confidence in the strategy, just my psychology. If you are having a bad day, you can go on there and just kind of vent, and people would bring you up,
Like
like,
it's more than
and just,
just charts, because that's trading isn't just charts. I wish
yes,
it was as easy
no.
as just charts. If it was as easy as just charts, a lot of us would have a lot more money. But it's way
Mm,
more to it than just the charts itself. The charts. I was just on a call with Ali. He just had his like first payout and everything. He was even saying like the charts is you can learn majority of the concepts and stuff in a good amount of time. But now getting experience with
hmm.
it, getting confidence with it, that is something that it needs time. Like if you took an L
Oh, yeah.
today, like me and him, we both took a little L today. We can't do nothing until Monday. That is something most people aren't gonna be able to do. That is something that's literally 2, 3 days away. Like imagine
Yeah.
that having multiple days where you're like, damn, I can't even go to work for 2, 3 days. Like I have no choice. Or close, can't do nothing. It's like that is something that most people aren't gonna be able to do. But at the end of the day, that's why
Hmm.
trading is. We're doing what other people want to achieve what they can't. Like how many
Yes.
accounts do you think like how much are you in funding and how many accounts do you think you've passed like in the last year? Because I know
Oh,
you've
man.
passed a lot and you've taken a lot.
Yes, yes. I mean, like right now I have five. I've maxed out with Top Step, which is
Okay,
nice. Um, Man, I couldn't even tell you how many challenges I've tried to pass and did pass and failed. But
it's all
at
part of the
the
journey.
same time, like yeah, you gotta just gotta take it to the chin and build a bridge, get over it, and just move on. I mean, not everybody has that mindset either, like you said. Like not a lot of people can handle taking so many losses, losing so much money, and still be willing to get up every morning and show up.
That's a
Like
fact. Got to be
a lot
crazy
of
to an
people
extent.
just don't have that strength mentally for that. I think a lot of it too, what made me um stronger to do that is sports. Like
That's
I
definitely
played
yeah.
sports my whole life, and even
Competitive
if you
then.
take a loss, like you got to show up, be like, to practice, you got to still show up to get better. Same thing on the charts. You got to show up.
It
Like
teaches you
you're
versus
just going
you.
to take a loss and quit. No.
It teaches you versus you.
So
Like it teaches you that the only way you're gonna get better is from you actually showing up and doing what you're supposed to. Like you could be like, say you're on a team, like in sports. Just because you're on a team doesn't mean you're good. Your team may be good as a whole, but that doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're up to par with doing what you're supposed to. And that's why it keeps you, you got to keep improving. Like in trading is you versus you. No matter if you're around us or not, that doesn't mean you're going to make money, because you still got to improve
Right.
yourself to the point to where you're actually growing, building those good habits, building those good traits that are going to allow you to make the money. So what
Hmm.
are these payouts looking like? Because that's what all of us, that's why we all here, we like trading, and there goes a long time in trading where we're not even getting paid for trading. So we kind of just fall in love with the process and the charts as a whole. But we all started for
Yeah.
money. So what are these payouts looking like? Because it's only going to be going up.
Yeah. I mean, last week I took $1,000 payout. I think a week and a half before that I took 2,500.
That's 35 in 2 weeks.
Um, yeah. I mean, that was more than what I was making a month.
That's more than
Just
what
in a
a
couple
lot
of
of people
weeks.
make in a month. And that's
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
keep in mind the time that you're spending to do that. And that's another thing. The time you're spending to that, you're not on the charts like all day, every day.
No, I'll mark up the charts. Probably take me, I don't know, maximum 15, 20 minutes to thoroughly go through every time frame, mark up my charts, and then, I'll enter a trade once it reaches my area of interest. And then like I think at the longest I'll stay in a trade, I'll take a trade even at nighttime. I know you're not the biggest fan of like Asian London session, but sometimes if I see a setup, like I'll take it and then I'll go to sleep and then wake up and TP will be hit. So that's like the longest that I'll be in a trade. Um, but I mean, yeah, I could take 3 minutes for me to be in a trade. Like this morning, I made 3,200 this morning, and I
32.
was only in a trade for 5 minutes.
Shit, yeah. The 10 o'clock did its damage. That's all. But no risk, no
Yeah,
reward.
yeah,
High risk, high reward. It goes the same way. If you could lose money fast, you could also make a lot of money fast. Damn. You
yeah,
said three
yeah.
minutes?
Like 5 minutes,
Three to
four or
five,
five
five
minutes.
minutes? Yeah. Shit, I'll take that.
Yeah,
That was the whole
right.
week right there. We
Yeah,
was just talking about a week. You did that this morning. Talking about a
yeah,
week.
exactly. Yeah. And especially now that I'm maxed out with Top Step. I mean, I didn't make 3,200 on each account. That's throughout all my accounts.
Still.
But that's all about, that's what prop firms are for. You get all those accounts, you max out with them, at least in my eyes, and then you can just, I'll try to make minimum $500 a day on each account, and that's 2,500 right
Nah, it
there.
goes a long way. The little bit adds up. Like I told, I was on
Yep.
a, where was it? It was Ali. Like I was the person I was on a call with before this. He's only risking like 250 a trade, but he's already had a $500 withdrawal, and I think like the most he's had his account at was like 4,000.
And no matter how much money I put into it, seeing that first deposit, that first withdrawal into my bank, like it's so different.
It hits.
So once you get a little taste of that, you're like, I did this from clicking a button on my computer. Like it's
Can't go
just
back.
crazy.
Can't go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
because you're exposing yourself to a different world. Like once you're experienced to being in a supercar, once you're experienced to being inside of a nice high rise, once you eat a certain type of food, once you wear
hmm
whatever it is, once you experience it enough times, you're gonna want it. You can't fly private. You can't fly first class 5 years in a row and then never do it again. You're not gonna. It's just not. You're gonna desensitize yourself and you're gonna build a certain standard for your life. So if you start seeing that
yeah,
you're able to make this type of money, and then for example stop, then go back to making no money, go back to not being able to afford things, you're gonna have a different standard in your head that's only gonna force you and make you want to go harder to actually make that life. Because making
yeah.
3,500 in 3 minutes, if you were to even make that in a month, it's not going to look the same anymore, because you know
Mm-mm.
what you could do to make that money in comparison to what you are
Yeah.
doing to make that money.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's just what do you want the most? What are you willing to put the work in, I always tell people too, if you put in 6 months or a year into this, I mean, why are you going to stop now? You put in all this time and
Too far
whatnot,
in.
just keep going, keep pushing.
I feel
That's
like if
why
you give
only
up,
1% of people really make it.
if you give up
Yep.
that far in, it wasn't meant to happen. Because I feel like most people, once you make it a certain amount in, you're not gonna give up. You may take breaks, but you ain't
Yeah.
gonna give up. You're too far
Yeah.
deep. Like that's how I like to say it. Once you're too far deep, it may take you a little bit to kind of find your groove, but I promise you, it's not gonna leave. Because anybody that sees any, like say for example, if you were to stop and then see somebody else doing exactly that, you're gonna be like, damn, I could have done that. I kind of know how to do that. Why aren't I doing that? Like it's always gonna be in the back of your head.
hmm
And unless you're gonna live a life of regret, then you're more than likely gonna at least try to make it happen. But I always think it comes down to the
hmm
mindset. If you don't have that mindset, usually you're probably not that person. But if you have the
It's not going to
mindset,
work.
the mindset
Yeah.
is the main
But
important thing.
once you learn the skill set, like it's muscle memory. You can take a break and then you can come back and then you can remember your strategy and whatnot. Like it might take a little bit for your mind to switch back to seeing those numbers and everything, but like it's muscle memory,
Now,
you
once you
know?
got it, you can't lose it. That's the most important thing. Once you got it, it ain't
Yep.
going nowhere. And that's what people got to understand. Like, for the value that is given within the
Okay.
team, it's value and knowledge that you're never going to lose. Like, you're going to have it forever. No matter what. What we went through earlier today with 10 o'clock is something I can't verbally teach somebody. You're going to keep going with other prop firms, like trying to get like fully maxed with everybody?
Right now, I'm just gonna stick with Top Step. I like their rules. It's a lot more lenient than other prop firms.
Mm-hmm.
Like other prop firms, they're cheaper. Yeah, they don't have the activation fee. Yeah,
That's a fact.
but like they have a trailing max daily loss, and um,
There's a
they
lot more
limit
rules.
you. Yeah, they limit you to your withdrawals and all that. And it's like, well, I'm working for this money. Why do I have to have a limit? It's almost like going back to 9 to 5, like, hey, well, you can have this, but you got to do
Right,
this. It's like,
it's very
no,
limited.
I want my freedom. So my next step is to get like a fully live account, probably in Trade Evade, or I don't know. I might try out Hanko as well. I'm kind of debating on which one to go with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my next step, is to have a 10K live account. First, it's a 10K day on the prop firm, and then it's a 10K live account. So then I can withdraw every day if I want.
Now, right there, that's a good structure. I mean, once you get to that point, everything else is the job, everything else, working, money. It's not going to be as much as main focus anymore, if that makes sense. Like, it's not going to be,
Yeah.
like, you'll be focused on other things that are going to be taking your attention away from just trying to make money now. Because if you could do that, the money's not going to be a problem for much longer. Like, even if you could have one of those days a month, you're doing amazing, especially just from the
Yeah.
one skill. Just the one skill that's not requiring the time. That's the main thing. The time that you would have to do to be able to make that money. Because the same thing you're doing now, if you can make 3,000 in a day, you can make 30,000, 300,000. Just literally the only difference would be the capital or the scale of it to be able to do that. The process, the trade isn't going to change. That same trade could have made you $3. Still would have been a great
Exactly.
trade. The trade, the process, that's the main thing. Like I always say that it's very like once you understand that, that's why I always tell people like once you're too far in, there ain't going back. Because your
No.
mindset and what you've experienced and what you know is possible and your potential, you're only going to be limiting yourself, not continuing to keep going.
Exactly. I was a waitress before, and then I became full-time trader. I quit my job in September. So I've just been trading since then and being a stay-at-home mom. So it's been great. But yeah, going back to a job is, I don't know. After getting a taste of this,
Nah, there ain't
I
no
don't know.
going back. Just don't
No.
have no. If I have to go back, just make it work. There ain't no if ands. It's just all you do is just work every day. Just wake up tomorrow and do the same thing that you've been doing since September. That's led you in this position. If it keeps doing that, then you're good. It's just a matter of just not losing that momentum, not getting in the way of yourself, and continue doing. Because that's the main thing. We just get in the way of ourselves. That's the biggest thing that's always
Honestly,
happens.
I think my biggest like struggle and hurdle was being okay with a losing day. You know, I'm like I would trade and I would chase trades. I would try to make my loss back and revenge trade, and I think that was my biggest hurdle, just not being okay with a losing day.
If you focus on overall, one
Yeah.
L isn't going to affect you because one L isn't going to define
Yeah.
your whole trading journey.
Yeah.
But that's when those small W's, those withdrawals, those payouts, they come in handy because you know you can do it. And that's the main thing. That's going to allow you to actually get that 10K day. And it's going to come soon. There's no reason it can't happen this year because if you're having $3,000 3 minutes, shit, even if it took you 5 hours to get 3,000, that's still within the day. Still got a whole
That's
long
great,
time
yeah.
within 24 hours. It's going to happen.
Yep.
It's only a matter of when, just not if. It's going to happen.
Yep.
Now it was
For
good
sure.
talking to you. We gonna have
Yeah.
I'll probably maybe in a couple months. I'll give it a good amount of time because I want to see a different background. I'm gonna see a kid walking. He gonna be walking around talking next time. He gonna be trading too.
Oh yeah.
He gonna be trading.
Oh, you already know. I'm teaching my son this for sure. At like 5 years old, I'm gonna get him on the charts.
Nah, that's what I like to hear. Keep the skill set in the family because it's long term. The skill ain't going nowhere. Something that
No.
you took your time to learn. It may take him some time, but it'll be worth it in the end. Sooner
Yeah,
than later.
for sure.
Now it was
For
good talking
sure.
to you though. I want to see
Yeah, you too.
see you with more funded accounts, see you with more payouts, see you doing more big things. But it's just only 1% a day. That's all we focus on. Just 1% a day, and we're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now you have a good one though.
Absolutely.
It was good talking to you.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
day.
Thank you. Have a good one.